My name's David Goodrich. I'm Managing Director of Hexcelpack, and we're in Fletcher, North Carolina, on the way to the plant to see what's going on. So the name of the product is really what I produce out of paper, which is hexagons in these open cells that you can see through, and it's for packaging. So it's Hexcelpack. It's interesting though, 10 years ago, I didn't have the impetus to do it based on the plastic pollution as I do now, and understanding how meaningful that is for the environment and getting rid of one-use plastic. Back then, I knew that it was an equivalent product to plastic, but with the new generation, I felt that I could exceed it.
How did it feel when you got the breakthrough?
Oh, it was, I think I took the day off, actually. It was a long time coming, so enjoyed it. So in the beginning, I thought it would be great to wrap, little mom and pop things, little stores would like using it. I did not envision an industrial application at all. I had no idea that it would be so protective. My first attempt at using a piece of paper for wrap was to try to create a slit pattern that would rotate into a hexagonal shape. I did this calculation based on my physics teacher, and boom, it created a wrap instantaneously with this 3-to-1 ratio, and there it went. There's about 10 minutes of this euphoria, and then there's a year or two of how do we make the machinery run? How fast is it going to run? How much improvement is needed? But I feel like I've filled out Hexcelpack into what it's meant to do. We have a variety of products: void fill, wrapping, our automated systems, pallet wrap, and our mailers. So this is the start of it all. It's a great way to demonstrate it is to just roll it up, if I can get it to roll up, and then just stretch. And you don't hear it open because that's the new paper that we used. And the other thing that it does is be difficult to see on the camera, but it creates a special pattern that instead of all opening in one direction, they open like this. And that just adds an enormous amount of cushioning. And you wrap it, I usually wrap it around someone's hand, and I ask them to pull it off, and it really traps your hand. So you don't need any tape, and you just put it right in the box, just like this, and that is the original, call it the next generation of wrap that started in 2014. Paper is the most sustainable product on the planet. When you cut a tree down, most people think you're killing the environment, but what's happening is if you plant another tree, you're absorbing carbon again from the atmosphere. You're not depleting the ground. The upside to doing it that way with a managed forest is because they manage the forest such that the animals continue to thrive, and 25 million acres a year burn around the world. And that is an enormous amount of carbon that gets put into the air. But with a managed forest, you don't get that. And so it's a great sustainable alternative to plastics. This is completely recyclable, it's compostable, and spends 3 days in the oceans and then disintegrates. So it answers all the questions that the plastics industry can't. What's exciting now for all of us in the company is the reach that we're getting. People calling us from around the world that want to do this. For example, Michael Sherrill, who is a renowned artist in bronze ceramics, is able to use the product. And it's just as effective for artwork, pictures, and the like.
My name is Michael Sherrill, and I'm a maker of shape. I've been doing it since I was a kid. My main three categories I work in my sculpture now would be clay, glass, and bronze. Developed into a career as an artist, and out of that has become a company that I design tools for other artists. Trying to be an artist humbles you because you realize you're aspiring to something that's godlike. In a very small way, you're trying to create something that's unique and has a quality that's not mundane. I love the description of an artist as someone who his purpose or her purpose is to relieve sensory boredom. And I think that's the way it is for me. I think if I didn't see the world the way I do, I wouldn't be who I am. And I like what I do. I mean, I really do. I'm making work that's got to be installed in people's homes or in a museum. And so that becomes part of figuring out the puzzle. And the next step of the puzzle is how do I get it to its destination? And not only that, there came a moment in my career where I realized everything should be museum packed. It's super important to me. And so we use the Hexcelpack to do all the wrapping of all the objects. I think we're all kind of trying to figure out how to do that, and any tools that can help us ship things. I mean, you know, we have the mud tool side where we're shipping small things all over the world. So that's where you have to have engineering or cushioning around your objects. And, you know, I like the fact that that material is one that is biodegradable. And, you know, I'm not putting plastic, it's not plastic beads. And, you know, trying to eliminate as much of that as possible from the environment is, to me, a plus. I think it's the kind of thing that someone thinks outside of the box and creates something that everybody uses. David has looked at paper and figured out how to make this structure that is probably going to touch all our lives.
We're replacing about 4 million pounds of plastic that probably end up in the ocean or the landfill. The reason why it's so important to do this as quickly as possible is as plastics end up in the waste stream, they pollute. They have additives that pollute. That needs to go away. And the faster we get paper involved, the better for the environment, for sure. As the world is now becoming mandating to switch to paper, we're right there ready to take it on.